They gave away the useless ship. No one expected what was in the fuel reservoir. Anything else was useless. And so, when the Aurora Drift arrived at the central hub, it drew laughter. The ship was small, scratched, and outdated. Its engines were decades behind current models, and its hull carried dents that told stories of old adventures long forgotten. Council officials examined it briefly, shook their heads, and announced it was being given away. For free. Who would want this? Sneered the Zorvian delegate, a tall alien with 4 segmented arms and eyes that glowed violet. It cannot reach speeds above 100,000 kilometers per hour. Its hull cannot withstand meteor showers. And its fuel system, it's ancient. A chorus of alien voices echoed agreement. They turned to the humans who had signed up for the giveaway. Humans. They were small, fragile by most alien standards, but stubborn, curious, and often annoyingly optimistic. The Zorvians whispered among themselves, clearly enjoying the thought that humans would waste their time on something so obviously worthless. Captain Leora, a human with sharp eyes and a calm presence, stood tall despite the alien laughter. She had seen ships like this before. Not new, not fast, not strong, but with potential. That was the thing about humans. They could see possibilities where others only saw limitations. Her crew was ready. Raimi, the engineer, had already begun inspecting the ship, his hands running over panels, switches, and circuits that others had written off as obsolete. Young Theo, the navigator, was already mapping out potential routes for their first journey, eyes bright with excitement. "This is going to be fun," Leora said quietly. She didn't care that other species called them space scavengers. The humans moved aboard the Aurora Drift. The interior was cramped but surprisingly organized. Dust covered some panels, and the hum of the old engines sounded weak at first, but Leora felt something stir, something familiar. "They didn't see it," she said to Raimi as they walked through the corridors. "They didn't see the potential," Raimi smiled, wiping a layer of dust from a panel. "I think I see what you mean. This ship, it's got something they don't understand. Old design, yes, but clever. There's work done here that modern ships have forgotten." Theo, bouncing slightly in excitement, leaned over the navigation console. "The fuel reservoir looks weird. I mean, it's heavier than it should be. Maybe it's just old fuel or maybe something else." Raimi's brow furrowed. "We'll check it later. Right now, we get her running." The humans began their preparations, slowly restoring the ship. While aliens focused on speed and firepower, humans focused on understanding the whole system. They studied old schematics, tested engines, and even repaired circuits that had been long ignored. Slowly, the Aurora Drift began to hum with life. Nearby alien crews watched skeptically. The humans didn't rush. They didn't boast. They simply worked, quietly confident. "What a waste," muttered a Kryllian engineer. "They'll never make anything of that." But humans didn't need validation. They were patient, inventive, and determined. As the last checks were completed, Leora gathered her crew in the small briefing room. The walls were lined with screens and panels, flickering softly with the ship's revived power. "Listen," she said, her voice calm but firm, "this ship may seem useless to others, but it is. It's ours now, and we're going to learn everything it can do. There's more to a ship than speed or armor. Sometimes the real power is hidden." Raimi nodded. "I've noticed something odd with the fuel reservoir. It's heavier than it should be, and its internal structure doesn't match anything in the manuals. I'll examine it carefully. It might just be old fuel or maybe something unexpected." Theo's eyes sparkled. "Unexpected is my favorite thing." Finally, the humans were ready to depart. The council watched as the small ship slowly detached from the station. Alien delegates shook their heads, murmuring about how foolish humans were. Some even laughed openly, certain that the ship would fail before leaving the first sector. But as the Aurora Drift moved through the hangar and into open space, the humans felt a thrill that no alien could understand. This wasn't just a ship. It was a puzzle, a challenge, and an opportunity all in one. The first jumps were slow. The engines struggled to reach the speeds of modern vessels. Aliens zoomed past, smug and self-satisfied. Humans, however, weren't concerned. They had time, patience, and creativity, the tools that no computer could replace. As they traveled through the first sectors of uncharted space, they began testing the ship's capabilities. Surprisingly, the old engines responded better than expected under careful adjustments. Rami had rewired some circuits, and the ship hummed with a steady, reliable power. Then came the first anomaly, a dense asteroid field. Modern ships with powerful engines had to slow down to avoid collisions, but the humans didn't panic. They studied the patterns of the asteroids, predicting movements and finding paths the other species couldn't see. Leora's hands moved over the control panel with precision. Steady, steady there. The ship weaved between massive rocks, slipping past obstacles that should have blocked them. Theo's calculations on the navigation console confirmed their path. The aliens watching the event were astonished. Some muttered that humans were lucky. Others whispered that the ship must have some secret propulsion. But none of them guessed the truth. Humans had something no alien had: intuition, teamwork, and the willingness to see beyond what was obvious. After the asteroid field, the humans celebrated quietly. No loud cheers, just shared smiles. They didn't need applause. They were learning, exploring, and growing together as a crew. Rami returned to the fuel reservoir. He had been curious since the start, and now he had time to investigate. Carefully, he opened the sealed container. Inside, the fuel shimmered strangely. Not just liquid, not just normal hyperfuel, something seemed to pulse faintly. He ran scans, analyzing energy signatures. The readings were confusing at first. "This isn't right," he murmured. "It's not just fuel. There's a faint energy field, something alive, or reacting." Theo leaned over his shoulder. "Maybe it's just old tech reacting to our systems." Rami shook his head. "No, this is different. I've never seen anything like it. It's like the reservoir contains potential. Power that waits for someone to understand it." Leora joined them, watching quietly. "Then we'll learn," she said simply. "We always do." Days passed as they traveled further from the hub. Every system on the ship revealed new quirks and possibilities. A panel that looked broken suddenly allowed them to redirect energy to the engines. A sensor that had been ignored began detecting energy fluctuations in space that other ships would never notice. The aliens back at the council hub continued to mock. "They'll run out of fuel," one said, "or the ship will break down." But humans didn't see failure, they saw opportunity. Every flaw was a puzzle to solve. Every outdated system was a chance to innovate. They adapted, experimented, and grew more confident with each challenge. One evening, as the tiny ship glided past a shimmering nebula, Leora stood at the observation deck. The stars stretched endlessly, and the colors of the gas clouds reflected off her face. "We're far from home," she said softly, "and no one believes we'll make it. But I think we already have." Rami joined her, holding a small tablet displaying energy readings from the fuel reservoir. "I think we've only scratched the surface. This ship, it's not useless. It's waiting for us to unlock it." Theo, looking over the railing at the distant stars, grinned. "I can't wait to see what's next." And so, the humans continued into the unknown. The galaxy had laughed at them. They had been dismissed, underestimated, and ignored. But aboard the Aurora Drift, a quiet spark of possibility had ignited, a spark that would grow into something no one could have predicted. The ship that the galaxy called useless was not useless at all. And whatever lay within the fuel reservoir might just change everything. The humans sailed further into uncharted space aboard the Aurora Drift. The stars stretched endlessly around them, bright and cold, but the crew felt alive in a way that no luxury starliner could provide. Every moment on the ship was a test, a challenge, and an adventure all in one. Captain Leora stood at the observation deck, gazing at a distant star cluster. "We're far from home," she said quietly. "Every system we pass is unknown. Every signal could be dangerous or amazing. And we're the first to see it." Theo, leaning against a railing, was already scanning the star charts. "It's exciting. Every route we take is new. And I still think that fuel reservoir is odd. I can feel it like it's waiting for something." Raymai had been busy in the engineering bay. Every day he examined the reservoir, analyzing its contents. The strange energy signature had grown stronger since they left the hub. "It's responding," he told the others one morning. "It's not normal hyperfuel." "There's something else here, something ancient." Leora frowned thoughtfully. "Ancient? You mean someone put this here long ago?" "Maybe," Raymai said. "Or maybe it was designed to wait for someone who knows how to use it." Theo's eyes widened. "Are you saying it's alive?" "Not alive," Raymai said carefully, "but reactive, adaptive. It responds to how the ship is used and maybe even to us." The humans didn't panic. They were explorers after all. Curiosity outweighed fear. While other species might have dumped the ship into a junkyard sector and moved on, humans were willing to study, to learn, and to experiment. Their first real test came sooner than expected. A massive gravity storm loomed ahead, twisting the stars into strange shapes. Ships with modern engines slowed or struggled to maintain control. Alien traders who had been observing the aurora drift from a distance sneered. "They'll never make it," one said. "That ship cannot survive a storm like this." Leora took the helm. "Steady, everyone. We've faced challenges before. This is just another one." Raymai monitored the engines. "If we can balance energy output with the reservoir, we might get through without slowing too much." Theo adjusted navigation, running calculations faster than the sensors could process. "There's a path between the high-density zones. It's narrow, but I think we can fit." The aliens watching scoffed. "It's impossible, they'll crash." And yet the humans moved. The aurora drift slid gracefully into the storm. Its engines, powered partially by the mysterious fuel, pulsed with bursts of energy that no modern ship could match. It wasn't just speed, it was precision. Every movement felt almost alive. Inside the ship, Raymai kept a careful eye on the fuel reservoir. The crystal-like energy pulsed faintly, synchronized with the engine's power. "It's working with us," he whispered. "It's responding to human decisions." Leora grinned. "I think we've underestimated this ship, or maybe it's the other way around. The galaxy underestimated us." The humans navigated through the storm flawlessly. When they emerged on the other side, the alien traders stared in disbelief. "How did they?" muttered a Zorvian captain. "They must have luck," another said. But the humans didn't believe in luck. They believed in observation, adaptation, and teamwork, the very traits the galaxy often dismissed as primitive. After the storm, the crew celebrated quietly. No loud cheers, just shared smiles and relieved laughter. They were exhausted, but the thrill of accomplishment warmed them. Theo turned to Raymai. "That reservoir, it must have something special. No ship should be able to handle that storm with such precision." Raymai nodded. "I think it's more than special, it's smart. But not smart in the way a computer is smart. It's like it learns from us, reacts to our decisions. Maybe it was built to be paired with humans." Leora's eyes narrowed thoughtfully. "If that's true, then the Council really did give away something extraordinary. They just didn't know it." The days passed in a mix of exploration and experiments. The humans tested the reservoir carefully, measuring energy output and observing reactions. They discovered something amazing. When they worked as a team, the ship seemed to respond better. Energy flowed more efficiently, engines pulsed with more power, and the ship anticipated their maneuvers. "Do you see that?" Theo asked one afternoon. "The ship is moving slightly before I even input a command. It's like it knows what I'm thinking." Raymai's jaw dropped. This is impossible. A human mind influencing the energy output. No computer could do this. It must be the reservoir. Leora smiled quietly. It seems the galaxy underestimated both the ship and its crew. Typical, isn't it? They weren't just flying a ship. They were forming a partnership with it. Every decision, every calculation, every instinct was amplified by the mysterious energy. They realized that their human traits, intuition, creativity, teamwork, were exactly what unlocked the Aurora Drift's potential. The first external encounter with another species came unexpectedly. A small convoy of alien traders tried to intercept them near a dense asteroid belt. They had sleek modern ships that easily outclassed the Aurora Drift on paper. "Stop! You cannot pass here," shouted one of the alien captains over the comms. "Turn back, this is restricted space." Leora didn't flinch. "We're explorers. We go where no one has gone before." "Step aside." The aliens scoffed, assuming the humans would comply. They were slow, old, and outdated. Surely they would surrender, but the humans had a secret advantage. Using their knowledge of the ship's quirks and the reactive fuel reservoir, they navigated the asteroid belt with astonishing speed and precision. While alien ships struggled to maintain course, the Aurora Drift slipped past them as if it had a mind of its own. The aliens couldn't believe their sensors. How did they do that?" one asked, voice trembling. Inside the ship, Theo grinned at Leora. "It's amazing. The reservoir, it reacts to our intentions. The better we work together, the stronger it gets." Rami nodded. "I've never seen energy respond like this. It's almost alive." Later, as they rested, the humans reflected on what had happened. The galaxy had dismissed them as weak, small, and unimportant. Every species assumed humans were inferior. And yet time and again they had proven otherwise. Leora looked around at her crew. "This is what makes us human. Not strength, not speed, not even advanced tech. It's creativity, teamwork, and curiosity. That's what allows us to unlock the potential of something everyone else called useless." Rami held the fuel reservoir carefully, still studying it. "I think we're only beginning to understand it. There's something ancient here, waiting for us to learn its secrets. And somehow it responds best to humans." Theo leaned back in his chair, eyes wide. "So the galaxy gave away a treasure and didn't even know it, and they laughed at us for taking it." Leora smiled. "They'll be the ones laughing last." The next challenge came unexpectedly. While passing a seemingly empty star system, sensors picked up faint energy fluctuations. Small bursts of radiation danced across the screens, impossible to classify. Rami's fingers flew across the console. "I've never seen readings like this. The energy signature, it's almost like the reservoir is reacting to something outside the ship." Theo's eyes sparkled. "Maybe it's trying to communicate." Leora frowned thoughtfully. "Or maybe it's guiding us. Either way, we're going to find out." They approached the source cautiously. The readings grew stronger, almost pulsing in rhythm with the ship's engine. Every move they made seemed to amplify the energy. The humans realized that the ship and the reservoir weren't just tools, they were partners. "It's like the ship trusts us," Theo said. "The better we work, the stronger it becomes." Rami nodded. "I think the galaxy has never seen a ship like this, or a crew like us." Leora gazed at the glowing screens. "Then let's make sure they never forget it." Days turned into nights as they explored the system. They discovered small anomalies, faint energy fields, minor gravitational distortions, and pockets of space where modern sensors failed. The Aurora Drift navigated all of them with ease, guided not by technology alone, but by human intuition amplified by the fuel reservoir. The humans were learning something profound. Potential was often hidden in what others dismissed. The galaxy had mocked them for taking an old, useless ship, but it was humans who had the vision to unlock its hidden strengths. Every challenge, every anomaly, and every small victory confirmed a single truth. The combination of human ingenuity and the ship's hidden power was something no alien species could predict or stop. and as the crew looked out at the endless expanse of stars, Leora spoke softly. The Aurora drift glided forward, faster and stronger than anyone expected. The adventure had just begun, and humans were ready to prove that even what others discarded could become legendary. The Aurora drift had become more than just a ship. It was a partner, a puzzle, and a secret weapon that the galaxy had completely overlooked. The humans aboard had learned its quirks, understood its potential, and discovered that the fuel reservoir was far more than just an energy container. Captain Leora stood at the helm, gazing at the star field ahead. We're entering a sector that's uncharted. Sensors show anomalies, gravity distortions, minor energy fluctuations, and a few unidentified objects. Keep your eyes open. Theo, hunched over the navigation console, nodded eagerly. I've mapped several possible paths. Some are safer but longer, others risk the anomalies. I think we can navigate the middle route. It's tricky, but I trust the ship. Raymai, working in the engineering bay, glanced up from the fuel reservoir. The crystal-like energy inside pulsed faintly, almost as if responding to the discussion. I still don't understand how it works, he said. The reservoir seems to react to our intentions, our decisions, even our teamwork. It's almost like it can sense us. Leora smirked. Then let's put that to the test. Keep everything ready. We're about to find out what the Aurora drift can really do. As they entered the sector, the anomalies grew stronger. Energy fields shimmered around them, distorting sensors and scrambling communications. Alien ships passing nearby avoided the area completely. They had no curiosity, no patience, no willingness to explore beyond what they already knew, but humans thrived on curiosity. Hold steady, Leora instructed. Theo, guide us through the first distortion. Raymai, monitor the reservoir. We'll need bursts of energy to stabilize the engines here. Theo's fingers flew across the console. There's a small window. If we time it right, we can slip through without any serious interference. The ship pulsed with energy as the reservoir responded. It glowed faintly, almost alive, sending surges of power to the engines. The Aurora drift moved with a grace no modern ship could match, slipping between energy fields as if dancing with them. From outside, any observer would see a tiny, outdated ship navigating impossible space. But inside, it felt natural. The humans had learned to work with the reservoir, not just control it. Every decision, every maneuver, every instinct amplified the ship's hidden potential. Suddenly, a fleet of alien traders appeared. They had been tracking the humans from a distance, curious about rumors of a useless ship surviving anomalies. Their ships were sleek, powerful, and armed, but they underestimated one critical factor: the humans. "Stop! You cannot pass!" the lead captain shouted over comms. "We are the guardians of this sector." Leora's expression remained calm. "We are explorers. We will not harm anyone. Step aside." The aliens assumed the humans would obey. After all, how could an old, slow ship outrun or outmaneuver their modern vessels? Raymai smiled quietly. They have no idea what's coming. The humans made their first move. Thea guided the Aurora drift toward a narrow corridor between asteroid clusters. It was impossible for conventional ships to navigate without collisions. Leora's hands moved over the control panel with precision. "Steady, steady, now!" The ship reacted instantly. The reservoir pulsed, sending bursts of energy to the engines. The Aurora drift weaved through asteroids with astonishing agility. Alien sensors couldn't track them, and their attempts to intercept failed again and again. The alien fleet was baffled. How is this possible?" one whispered. "It's moving unpredictably, faster than it should." Inside, Theo grinned. "The reservoir. It's amplifying our decisions. It's like the ship knows what we want to do before we even do it." Raymai's jaw dropped. "It's reacting to our teamwork. The better we coordinate, the stronger it gets. I've never seen technology like this. Nothing in the galaxy behaves this way." Leora looked at her crew with pride. We're not just flying a ship, we're unlocking its potential, and they'll never understand how. After slipping past the alien fleet, the humans paused near a glowing nebula. The colors reflected off the ship's hull, shimmering like a living jewel. They had survived impossible conditions and had proven that their skill, intuition, and teamwork could overcome superior technology. "It's amazing," Theo said softly. "The ship, it's more than a machine. It's almost like it trusts us." Raymai examined the fuel reservoir again. "It's like the crystal inside is alive, but it's not conscious like we are. It adapts, it reacts, and somehow it knows humans." Leora nodded. "The galaxy laughed at us. They thought we were weak, useless. But we see potential where others see nothing. That's why we survive where others fail." Their journey continued deeper into uncharted space. The anomalies grew stranger. Gravity waves twisted space, faint energy signals pulsed without pattern, and small pockets of space seemed almost alive. Each time the Aurora drift responded. Its engines pulsed, its hull vibrated with controlled energy, and the crew discovered new abilities. The ship could generate bursts of speed, anticipate hazards, and even subtly adjust energy flow to stabilize itself against invisible forces. It was becoming clear. The fuel reservoir was not just a container. It was a key, a core of energy designed to interact with its users. And humans were the perfect partners. "We're learning to speak its language," Theo said one evening. "The better we work together, the more it reveals. I think it's waiting for us to unlock something big." Raymai nodded. "I agree. This energy, it's ancient, and it's powerful. If we can understand it fully, the ship will become something the galaxy has never seen." Leora smiled. "Then we keep learning, and we keep moving forward. Whatever lies ahead, we'll face it together." A week later, the crew detected a distress signal. It came from a remote mining colony trapped in a collapsing asteroid field. Several alien ships had tried to assist but failed. They had given up, leaving the miners stranded. "This is our chance," Leora said. "We can help." Theo studied the asteroid field. "It's dangerous, but I think the Aurora drift can navigate it. The reservoir should give us enough bursts to stabilize the engines." Raymai prepared the systems. "We'll need precise timing. One mistake and we could be crushed." The humans entered the field. The ship pulsed with energy as it reacted to the crew's coordination. Asteroids shifted unexpectedly, but the Aurora drift moved as if it could predict their path. The alien miners watched in disbelief. How is this possible?" one asked. "That ship, it's moving like it's alive." Leora guided the crew carefully. "Stay focused, trust the ship, trust each other." In a series of daring maneuvers, they reached the miners and guided them out of danger. Every move relied on the humans' coordination and the reservoir's reactive energy. It was not brute force or technology alone. It was a combination of skill, intuition, and partnership. When the rescue was complete, the miners cheered. "We owe our lives to you," one said. "And to that ship, it's incredible," Theo smiled. "It's not just the ship, it's the crew, and maybe a little help from the reservoir." Raymai shook his head in wonder. "The galaxy thought this ship was useless. They have no idea what we've just done." After the rescue, Leora gathered the crew. "Do you see it?" she asked. "The galaxy gave away something extraordinary. They thought it was useless, but we've proven otherwise. The ship, the reservoir, and humans. That's a combination no one can predict." Theo grinned. "It's exciting. I can't wait to see what happens next." Raymai nodded. "There's more to discover. I can feel it. The reservoir has secrets and it responds to us. We've only scratched the surface." Leora placed a hand on the console. "Then we keep moving forward. Every challenge, every obstacle, every unknown system, it's an opportunity. And humans were good at turning opportunities into possibilities." As the Aurora drift continued its journey, strange energy patterns in the fuel reservoir began to intensify. It pulsed brighter, almost as if anticipating something. The humans didn't fear it, they were ready. They had learned to trust the ship, the reservoir, and each other. The galaxy may have dismissed them. Other species may have laughed. But aboard the Aurora Drift, humans had found their edge. They were explorers, problem solvers, and innovators. And with the fuel reservoir's hidden power responding to them, there was nothing they could not face. The adventure was far from over. And whatever the reservoir held, it was waiting for the humans to unlock its full potential. The Aurora Drift glided through uncharted space, its hull gleaming faintly in the light of distant stars. The crew had faced storms, anomalies, and hostile fleets, yet every challenge only strengthened their bond with the ship. Captain Leora stood at the helm, calm and focused. "We're approaching the center of the energy readings," she said. "Whatever is in that fuel reservoir, it's reacting more strongly here." Thea leaned over the navigation console, eyes wide with excitement. "The readings are off the charts. This sector, it's like nothing we've ever seen. Gravity distortions, energy pulses, everything is aligning with the reservoir." Raymai studied the glowing crystal inside the fuel system. "It's not just reacting anymore," he said. "It's actively amplifying our energy output. The ship isn't just moving, it's evolving." "And I think it's waiting for something only we can do," Leora nodded. "Then we find out what that is." As they approached the source of the energy, the space around them shimmered. Colors twisted in strange patterns and stars seemed to bend, creating impossible perspectives. Alien ships, even those with far superior tech, avoided this area. None dared enter, but humans didn't shy away from the unknown. They thrived on curiosity and creativity. The reservoir pulsed brighter, sending waves of energy through the Aurora Drift. The ship's systems hummed in harmony with the crew's actions. Every command, every movement, every decision felt amplified, as if the ship could sense their intentions. Theo gasped. "It's like the ship knows what we want before we even act. The reservoir, it's more than power. It's intelligence." Raymai nodded slowly. "Not intelligence like a computer, something else, something human-compatible. It responds to creativity, intuition, and teamwork, traits humans naturally have." Leora's eyes narrowed. "Then this was built for us. Whoever designed it, they left it for humans to unlock." Suddenly, an immense energy wave radiated from the center of the sector. It pulsed outward, disrupting sensors and engines alike. The humans had no time to panic. Leora's voice was steady. "Focus. Theo, guide us through the wave. Raymai, maximize the reservoir's output. We'll need every advantage." The ship responded instantly. The reservoir glowed brighter than ever, feeding energy to the engines and stabilizers. The Aurora Drift cut through the wave like a knife, maneuvering through impossible turbulence. Alien ships observing from the periphery were stunned. Impossible! That ship should have been destroyed. Inside, Theo's hands moved deftly over the console. "It's anticipating the wave. We're not just surviving, we're adapting. The ship and the reservoir, they're working with us." Raymai shook his head in disbelief. "I've never seen anything like this. Energy output beyond any known limits, and it's not harming us." "It's like the reservoir trusts us to handle it," Leora smiled. "Then let's see what it can really do." The energy field ahead began to condense, forming a luminous, swirling structure. It radiated raw power, something no ordinary hyperdrive could penetrate. The reservoir pulsed in response, brighter and faster. "It's waiting for us to make a choice," Theo said. "We can either bypass it or interact with it." Raymai frowned. "Interact? That's dangerous. We don't know what it will do." Leora's eyes shone with determination. "We've come this far, every risk we've taken has paid off. We trust each other and we trust the ship. Let's see this through." The humans coordinated their actions. Theo guided the ship carefully, reading the energy patterns. Raymai amplified the reservoir's power, channeling energy precisely to the engines and stabilizers. Leora directed the overall strategy, combining intuition with logic. As they moved into the energy structure, the reservoir reacted like never before. Waves of light pulsed through the hull, filling the ship with energy that felt almost alive. The humans felt a surge of connection, not just to the ship, but to something far greater. Suddenly, the energy coalesced into a visible form inside the ship's sensors. It wasn't an enemy nor a machine. It was a construct of pure energy, a structure that seemed to communicate through pulses and patterns. Theo gasped. "It's alive, or at least sentient in some way." Raimi whispered, "It's reacting to us, to our intentions." "It wants us to guide it," Leora nodded. "Then we do, together." For the first time, the humans allowed themselves to synchronize fully with the reservoir. They moved as one, steering, adjusting energy output, predicting anomalies, and thinking ahead. The reservoir glowed brighter with each successful maneuver. Alien ships observing from afar couldn't comprehend what they saw. A small, old transport ship, long dismissed as useless, danced through the impossible energy field with perfect grace. There was no brute force, no firepower, only humans working together, amplified by a ship and a crystal that no one else could harness. The climax of the energy field approached. The structure pulsed violently, and the humans felt it push against them, testing their coordination. "Keep steady," Leora shouted. "Every movement matters." Theo adjusted the navigation in perfect sync with the ship's responses. Raimi fed energy to the engines in precise bursts. The reservoir pulsed in harmony with their minds. The ship responded instantly, weaving through the energy field like it was alive. Then, a final surge came. A wave of energy larger than anything before threatened to overwhelm them. The humans acted instinctively, thinking as one. Every member of the crew contributed, every decision precise, every command deliberate. The reservoir flared with intense light, filling the hull with pure energy. The aurora drift surged forward, cutting through the energy wave with a brilliance that lit the sector. Outside observers were left speechless. "It shouldn't be possible," one alien whispered. "That ship, it's evolving." Inside the ship, the humans felt something profound. The reservoir was no longer just energy, it was fully synchronized with them. It had amplified their abilities, their decisions, their teamwork, and now it was showing its true potential. When the light faded, the ship emerged unscathed. The energy structure had transformed. Instead of a chaotic storm, the sector now hummed with calm energy, revealing new planets, uncharted systems, and resources unknown to the galaxy. Theo's eyes sparkled. "We did it. We unlocked it." Raimi studied the readings. "The reservoir, it's fully active. The ship systems are operating at levels no one thought possible. We've surpassed technology that took centuries to develop." Leora smiled, looking at the glowing crystal. "They called this ship useless. They gave it away. But it wasn't useless. It just needed the right crew." News of the humans' achievement spread quickly. Alien traders, scientists, and even the Galactic Trade Council were stunned. A ship dismissed as obsolete had not only survived the deadliest energy structure in uncharted space, but had revealed secrets far beyond current technology. Council officials demanded an explanation. Scientists studied the fuel reservoir, amazed to find that it only responded fully to humans. Attempts by other species to replicate the process failed completely. Leora spoke at the council, her voice calm but commanding. "You gave this ship away, thinking it was useless. You overlooked what humans can do, not because of technology, but because of creativity, intuition, and teamwork. The ship and its reservoir were never weak. They were waiting for those who could unlock their potential. We did." The room fell silent. Alien delegates could not argue with the results. They had underestimated humans once again, and once again, humans had proven that the galaxy's most advanced technology was nothing without ingenuity and heart. The humans continued their journey, now celebrated as pioneers. But they did not seek fame. The Aurora Drift remained a modest ship, its power hidden from those who might misuse it. The fuel reservoir, once dismissed as old and useless, had become a symbol of what humans could achieve when they combined intelligence, teamwork, and courage. Leora gazed at the stars from the observation deck. They called it useless, but we saw the truth. Potential is everywhere, even in what others discard, and humans, we know how to unlock it. Theo smiled. I think we've only just begun. There's so much more out there to discover. Raymai nodded, carefully monitoring the reservoir. And now we can explore it like no one else. The galaxy gave away a treasure, but they didn't know who would find it. Leora turned to her crew, pride shining in her eyes. Then let's keep exploring. Together, there's nothing we can't face. The Aurora Drift may have seemed useless, but we've turned it into legend. As the ship glided forward, powered by the glowing crystal and human ingenuity, the galaxy watched in awe. A ship once dismissed had become a beacon of what humans could achieve. A reminder that no matter how small, how weak, or how overlooked, humanity's courage, creativity, and teamwork could unlock the impossible. And the Aurora Drift sailed on, unstoppable, alive with energy, and carrying humans who had turned a useless gift into a triumph the galaxy would never forget.